Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrine School Hangout. Today we're going to talk the 48 Laws of Power. The Queen asked me to do the show, so we're going to do the show. Now, for us, I know about the 48 Laws of Power. It was introduced to me by Robert Greene. But a little bit afterwards, 50 Cent came out with the 50th Law of Power and stuff. So these laws of power for us, the book and the information and stuff, is something that evildoers use. Mostly. That's how you learn about it from prison people that then read the 48 Laws of Power. And it's all because you want to be in a position of power and rule something or take something over or whatever. Now, someone in my position, I read it so those that know this stuff won't get a position on me and do me like they do those that don't know what's going on with the laws of power. Not to rule over people, but to protect myself. And after that, I really don't know that much about it. So it was a slight introduction because, like I said, I really don't know that much about it. Ain't even been thinking about it lately, but the Queen has, so we here to talk about it. I mean, I could talk about it from a general point of view, but I ain't read the book. I read some of the laws so I can work with them. But we're gonna get into it now. How you doing, Queen?
So let's how you doing?
I'm good.
So let's deal with the one that say never outshine a master.
Let's deal with it. I think I introduced that one to you, then.
In an arrogant way. Yes, you did. Um, Tell us what you think about it. What's your intake about that one?
Well, you know me, I'm basic Bible dude. So the Bible said, honor your master. You shouldn't be trying to do anything to harm your master, or as the Ten Commandments said, covet his position. If he got a position, let him run his position. Don't covet his position and try to be the master. But I'm a simple guy. My simplicity.
So that's what you take out of that. Who is the master?
Whoever in the position to be the master.
Hmm.
I was born in the 80s. I watched the movie. You could say you the master, but then I'm gonna say, why you dumping me in the water? I'm say I'm the master. You know what movie that is, though?
Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, I used to watch that.
Last Dragon. So I'm the master. You the master. We all the masters. I got the glow. You should have the glow too. You're interested to hear what you got to
So
say.
if it's you, the one that's the master, how can you possibly outshine yourself to create a problem? Because I'm trying to figure out nobody is the master over me. So I don't get that one, never outshine the master, because I never was really a follower. I was born a leader. So I'm like, the only way I can take that is if I'm trying to outshine myself. But you just said what you said. But the one that's more interesting to me is the one that have the ability to be able to, trying to see how I can say it, dodge karma. Because you be having people and you be like, how these people can do all this crazy stuff and all this wicked stuff and they'll never ever happen to them because they understand the 48 laws of power and how to dodge it. And the key to it, which is mind blowing, which I kind of been practicing myself, is to let the person know what you're doing to them. And if you let them know what you're doing to them, it's kind of like giving you permission to do whatever it is. Which goes back to what Israel was saying when I was reading this stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, this is demonic. Like he said, it's from evil people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I was going to go to. That was the whole purpose of calling this. Let's talk about the 48 laws. Because a lot of people say, "Have you ever read the 48 laws?" Almost as if it was like something positive to learn out of it, but it is looking at it in the how the way the enemy trying to run the game on you. But am I right?
Yeah, that's why chess always played by those that know and playing for power. It's a chess game. It's a game that they playing because they can see the board and they try to move pieces accordingly. Yeah. If you live, you should know how to play the game of power. Because everything in life is a power game.
So, not trying to start nothing, but being realistic on a level that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I wanted to bring this to Israel doctrine attention because it's one thing he always said to me that would I never forget. It just always stuck in my head. That man told me that he'll sacrifice me. So my mind went to the 48. Yeah, laws of power. No, that shit ain't fucking funny, nigga.
Hey, I
So
told you the truth.
no, yeah, you did. And that's one of the tricks. That's one of the tricks. Telling the truth and telling the person what you gonna do to him. He think he gonna dodge karma if someday he happens to freaking sacrifice me because of the simple fact I chose to still stay around him, even though he did tell me that.
She think I'm playing $40 power. Ooh, paranoia. But go ahead.
Whatever, you the person that's paranoid, always saying somebody out to kill you. So when I go to thinking the same way y'all like to play chess around this motherfucker, then I'm paranoid. No, I'm just saying I rebuke them 48 laws of power, and I'm gonna be saved by Jesus. Whatever you do to me, you gonna reap that shit 10 times fold, man. I don't give a damn about what you told me. That's all I'm
So
gonna say. But
this
I'm casting that shit right back on over there.
this this is show to argue and fight with me about something. I don't know what's going on.
Nah, it ain't the show because I'm just trying to let you know. I ain't trying to argue and fight. I'm just letting you know, and I'm being real with you that I thought about that shit, and I'm like, hold on. This man sat here and told me. Maybe it's because the queen been looking at the 48 laws of power all night. I don't know. But certain stuff start to come through my mind, not just with Israel, just a whole lot of people, man. Even these people up here on this internet, certain things y'all was doing and certain stuff. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. This nigga think I forgot about when he said he'll sacrifice me. He think he gonna get a free ticket to do that. You know, I don't know if that's his intent, but I'm just letting you know, nigga, I'm watching you. That's all I'm saying.
You been watching.
I'm watching you, yo. I swear. No, this ain't a fight. It's just I'm watching you. That's all.
Good luck watching shit. I need people watching. Real shit make the real shit strong.
So what else can you tell us about 48 Laws of Power? Because boy, I've been learning some things, and like I said, I'm glad he started it off saying that it was evil for evil people, because that's exactly, I'm like, this is a damn near handbook for for people to do. And then it's crazy because people is running around here doing that, man. It's not funny, but people is actually running around here doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And I
like,
always wondered, how is it that that person is able to do them things and don't get no karma and don't nothing happen to them? Because they done figured out the 48 laws of power. They think they slick, but they not all the way slick. Cause see, as long as you got God, that cease to exist. That only really work on the other wicked people.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out where you're going with it because it's not making sense to me.
What you mean it's not making sense? It's talking about the 48 laws of power. What's not making sense to you, what I'm saying?
It's damn near everything. And I don't know why we having a conversation. Really, see, you're not putting your true intent out there. I don't know what your intent is. So
What,
shit.
nigga? I'm talking about Israel. We talking about the 48 laws of power. That's my intent. I'm sitting here talking about it, so I'm not understanding. What you think I'm going somewhere with it?
I don't know where you going because I don't know your intent.
It ain't no intent. I just want to talk about it. And that's the whole point. It ain't no intent. That's why it's to talk about it and let people know and be aware of the 48
Well,
laws of power.
let me try to jump in with you. Telling people what your true intent is, no karma comes from it. Al Capone, most murderous nigga in the world, loaned the man money because the man told him, but the man had evil intent. So what he did, he took Al Capone money and put it up so he wouldn't lose it. So when he said he was gonna pay him back, he went in the stash and got the money that Al Capone got him because he didn't never invest it or whatever. And he gave Al Capone his money back. And Al Capone said, shit, what's going on here? He's supposed to win and invest this money. I don't know what he did with the money, but his job was to give me my money back. And he went hid the money so he wouldn't lose the money and gave the man his money back. He wanted free him for life. Just because he didn't F over his money. Everybody else F'd over his money and got murdered. So it's how you play the game. It's a game that's being played. Life is a game. Don't lose. So I'm trying to add on, but once again, I don't know what your intents are. So I don't
You
know.
just said it, so that's the end of the content right there. You nipped it all in the bud. Something that could have been drawn out longer, but hey, he nipped it all in the bud.
I still don't understand.
Hmm?
I'm not understanding what you're talking about. I can't follow what you talking about.
The show over with. That's what I'm saying.
Show with. I don't care. You asked for the show, so you still had some reason for the show, and whatever it is, you never told me, so I don't know
I
what.
just sat right here and told you, nigga. Okay, so let me say it one more time. Let me break it down to you in a different way. Here's your doctrine. I've been looking and doing the research of the 48 laws of power, right? And one of them that stood out to me was the one when it told me that, God dang it, the person tell you what they're gonna do to you. Go back to that sacrifice. I already said it and did it. It's over with.
I, don't know what I still not knowing what you're talking about.
All right, well, in the show, I can't help you.
All right,
Long as y'all understand.
Hopefully somebody out there was listening and J Mike was listening. What's up?
He understand. He just trying to play dumb. He understand.
Chapter books. Get ready.
The who?
Starting from chapter 1 and speaking, give both opinions and keep going from there. I don't know.
Who the
She
hell
had
talking? Oh,
J
J Mike up in here.
here in the side chat. She had some
Oh,
reason for doing the show. She had some reason for saying everything she said. She said some words and she said them words because them words are the words she wanted to say. Maybe in my off time I'll watch this, but I don't like watching my videos over. Maybe I'll watch this shit over and try to understand.
hold on. No. Hold on. Let's do what J Mike just said. He said start from chapter 1 and speak. Let's do that. Let's start from chapter 1 before the laws of power.
48 Laws of Power book.
Let's start on chapter 1 like he's saying. Because what he's saying is making sense.
So let's pull up the book. From
Yeah, put up the thingy.
entertainment purposes only.
This why he wasn't understanding. Now it's starting to make sense. Israel deal with this type of stuff right here.
Deal with what type of stuff?
Pulling up the stuff and read the thing and going by that and having discussion. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you was lost.
No, once again, I'm lost because I don't know I don't know what your intentions are. But talking about it, why we
It
talking?
seems like you scared. I ain't got no attentions. It's
Scared
talking about 48 laws of power.
I'm not scared of shit. Once again, my intentions, like I said in the beginning, is to learn this stuff. So no matter who you are, you can't run the shit.
Okay, and that's my intentions is to read this stuff. And then in this stuff that I'm reading, I'm starting to realize little certain stuff too that was said to me. That's all.
I need to find law 1. Can I find it? How's this thing written? Hadn't been in this thing for.
And I just pointed out something Israel said to me, and he said he'll sacrifice my ass. One of the laws is you get away with the karma if you tell somebody what you gonna do to them before you do it. That's what I said.
That's just life. I'm gonna tell you
What the fuck ever, nigga.
I don't want Jazz running around here. I'm gonna let you know
I
my
rebuked you because that's more powerful than this dark shit. I rebuked you.
okay, law 1. You want to read it? I have my
Oh
side.
no, I can't read. Yeah, sad. Yeah.
Quit calling this my side bitch and shit too.
Well, it's not a female no more. You changed the voice so much as a dude now.
All right, so I'm gonna play it.
Observance of the law. In 1910, a Mr. Sam Giesel of Chicago sold his warehouse business for close to $1 million. He settled down to semi-retirement and the managing of his many properties, but deep inside, he itched for the old days of deal-making. One day, a young man named Joseph Well visited his office, wanting to buy an apartment he had up for sale. Giesel explained the terms. The price was $8,000, but he only required a down payment of $2,000. Wall said he would sleep on it, but he came back the following day and offered to pay the full $8,000 in cash if Giesel could wait a couple of days until a deal Wall was working on came through. Even in semi-retirement, a clever businessman like Giesel was curious as to how Wall would be able to come up with so much cash, roughly $150,000 today, so quickly. Way seemed reluctant to say, and quickly changed the subject, but Giesel was persistent. Finally, after assurances of confidentiality, Wall told Giesel the following story.
I'm in the restroom. Talk.
I don't understand what that thing just said. And what that thing even wait a minute. What's wrong with my screen? Hold on.
Well, it just told a story about a businessman and how he learned to make business deals and stuff. And that this guy that he was about to make a deal with, he only needed $2,000 payment. And the following day, the dude came and offered to pay the full 8,000 in cash. And so that made the man think, how the fuck he come up with this money so quick and woo woo woo? Cause things deals are being made in propositions and stuff. You follow me?
Okay.
Wiles' uncle was the secretary to a coterie of multimillionaire financiers. These wealthy gentlemen had purchased a hunting lodge in Michigan 10 years ago at a cheap price. They had not used the lodge for a few years, so they had decided to sell it and had asked Wiles' uncle to get whatever he could for it. For reasons, good reasons, of his own, the uncle had been nursing a grudge against the millionaires for years. This was his chance to get back at them. He would sell the property for $35,000 to a setup man, whom it was Wiles' job to find. The financiers were too wealthy to worry about this low price. The setup man would then turn around and sell the property again for its real price, around $155,000. The uncle, Weil, and the third man would split the profits from this second sale. It was all legal and for a good cause, the uncle's just retribution.
So the uncle then set him up. You gonna be the man, we gonna sell it to you for the low. And then we gonna turn around and sell it for the high and get the money and fuck the men that woo. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm listening.
Well, we listening chapter by chapter, and well, shit.
Well, I ain't had nothing to say yet. I was listening to you.
Okay, paragraph by paragraph. Let's get back to it. I gotta find it. It's on the internet. It's not. I had to find a document. So it's showing you how to get over on people. I don't get over on people, so I hear this shit, but it teaches me how to listen and don't let nobody get over me. I see we have to take it in sections.
Giesel had heard enough. He wanted to be the setup buyer. Weil was reluctant to involve him, but Giesel would not back Dovems. The idea of a large profit, plus a little adventure, had him champing at the bit. Weil explained that Giesel would have to put up the $35,000 in cash to bring the deal off. Giesel, a millionaire, said he could get the money with a snap of his fingers. Weil finally relented and agreed to arrange a meeting between the uncle, Giesel, and the financiers in the town of Galesburg, Illinois. On the train ride to Galesburg, Giesel met the uncle, A.N. Impressive.
Impressive. So now he's telling another story. Sound like all these stories are tied in.
Yeah, they is all tied in.
Man, with whom he avidly discussed business, while also brought along a companion, a somewhat pondy man named George Gross. Weil explained to Giesel that he himself was a boxing trainer, that Gross was one of the promising PIs fighters he trained, and that he had asked Gross to come along to make sure the fighter stayed in shape. For a promising fighter, Gross was unimpressive looking. He had gray hair and a beer belly. But Giesel was so excited about the deal that he didn't really think about the man's flabby appearance.
Okay. Guess we're gonna listen to this story and figure out when we come in and talk about the story.
Wait a minute. All this is tied into the first law, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Once
And
in
what law?
Galesburg, Weil and his uncle went to fetch the financiers while Giesel.
I was about to say, and what is the first law again?
Observing the law one. And don't say what the law one is. Oh, here we go. Deception always. I'm gonna let the computer read it.
Deception is always the best strategy, but the best deceptions require a screen of smoke to distract people's attention from your real purpose. The bland exterior, like the unreadable poker face, is often the perfect smokescreen. Hide your intentions behind the comfortable and familiar. If you lead the sucker down a familiar path, he won. Catch on when you lead him into a trap.
So it's showing you how.
Oh, so, oh wow. So the first law is kind of like witchcraft. Hmm.
Yeah, it's people with evil intent. They setting your ass up. So that's all I'm hearing. And like I said, this is why I listen to this stuff. That's why I'm always so hesitant to follow a lead and do stuff. What you talking about? That's why one needs to know your true intents from the jump. And I don't know. That's why we got a problem because I don't know your intents. And it's like, why we even having this conversation or whatever. So what's the
Once in Galesburg, Weil and his uncle went to fetch the financiers while Giza waited in the hotel room with Gross, who promptly put on his boxing trunks. As Giza half-watched, Gross began to shadow box. Distracted as he was, Giza ignored how badly the boxer wheezed after a few minutes of exercise, although his style seemed real enough. An hour later, Weil and his uncle reappeared with the financiers, an impressive, intimidating mob of men, all wearing fancy suits. The meeting went well and the financiers agreed to sell the lodge to Giza, who had already had the $35,000 wired to a local bank.
so they finna sell the shit to the dude for the low, and he finna turn around and sell it for the high. For us, the story going probably gonna be a switch up somewhere. Somebody gonna win because somebody finna fuck the other one out the deal.
This minor business now settled, the financiers sat back in their chairs and began to banter about high finance, throwing out the name F. P. Morgan, as if they knew the man. Finally, one of them noticed the boxer in the corner of the room. Weil explained what he was doing there. The financier countered that he too had a boxer in his entourage, whom he named. Weil laughed brazenly and exclaimed that his man could easily knock out their man. Conversation escalated into argument. In the heat of passion, Weil challenged the men to a bet. The financiers eagerly agreed and left to get their man ready for a fight the next day.
So he brought a fight along with to set up a goddamn fight.
As soon as they had left, the uncle yelled at Weil, right in front of Giesel. They did not have enough money to bet with, and once the financiers discovered this, the uncle would be fired. Weil apologized for getting them in this mess, but he had a plan. He knew the other boxer well, and with a little bribe, they could fix the fight. But where would the money come from for the bet? The uncle replied. Without it they were as good as dead. Finally Giesel had heard enough. Unwilling to jeopardize his deal with any ill will, he offered his own $35,000 cash for part of the bet. Even if he lost that, he would wire for more money and still make a profit on the sale of the lodge. The uncle and nephew thanked him. With their own $15,000 and Giesel's $35,000 they would manage to have enough for the bet. That evening, as Giesel watched the two boxers rehearse the fix in the hotel room, his mind reeled at the killing he was going to make from both the boxing match and the sale off lodge.
So this nigga setting this shit up. He got it set up. But somebody finna get fucked because they all into fucking.
The fight took place in a gym the next day. Well handled the cash, which was placed for security in a locked box. Everything was sitting as planned in the hotel room. The financiers were looking glum at how badly their fighter was doing, and Giesel was dreaming about the easy money he was about to make. Then, suddenly, a wild swing by the LINAI-1CIER's fighter hit Gross hard in the face, knocking him down. When he hit the canvas, blood spurted from his mouth. He coughed, then lay still.
Coughing lay still. Oh, shit. What a story.
One of the financiers, a former doctor, checked his pulse. He was dead. The millionaires panicked. Everyone had to get out before the police arrived. They could all be charged with murder. Terrified, Giesel hightailed it out of the gym and back to Chicago, leaving behind his $35,000, which he was only too glad to forget, for it seemed a small price to pay to avoid being implicated in a crime. He never wanted to see Weil or any of the others again. After Giesel scurried out, Gross stood up, under his own steam. The blood that had spurted from his mouth came from a ball filled with chicken blood and hot water that he had hidden in his cheek. The whole affair had been masterminded by Weil, better known as the Yellow Kid, one of the most creative con artists in history. Weil split the $35,000 with the financiers and
Then split the money. Hey, the fuck to do? You got something to say now?
No, I want to say go to the next law.
Which law? Observance of the law. You don't want to deal with that.
Ain't that the next law?
The observance of the law. To observe is to do
Oh
what?
yeah. Deal with that.
Observance of the law 2.
In the mid-1920s, the powerful warlords of Ethiopia were coming to the realization that a young man of the nobility named Haile Selassie, also known as Rastafari, was outcompeting them all and nearing the point where he could proclaim himself their leader, unifying the country for the first time in decades. Most of his rivals could not understand how this wispy, quiet, mild-mannered man had been able to take control. Yet in
1927, what happened? Let's see what happens.
In 1927, Selassie was able to summon the warlords, one at a time, to come to Addis Ababa to declare their loyalty and recognize him as leader. Some hurried, some hesitated, but only one, Dejazmak Balcha of Sidamo, dared defy Selassie totally. A blustery man, Balcha was a great warrior, and he considered the new leader weak and unworthy. He pointedly stayed away from the capital. Finally Selassie, in his gentle but stern way, commanded Balcha to come. The warlord decided to obey, but in doing so he would turn the tables on this pretender to the Ethiopian throne. He would come to Addis Ababa at his own speed, and with an army of 10,000 men, a force large enough to defend himself, perhaps even start a civil war. Stationing this formidable force in a valley 3 miles from the capital, he waited, as a king would. Selassie would have to come to him.
Israel.
Selassie did indeed send emissaries, asking Baltra to attend
So J. Mike said, what's y'all opinion and views of law 1 and 2?
Well, we only dealt with 2. And now we're dealing with the observance of law 1 is easy shit. Motherfucker trying to take advantage of you. And you think you trying to set them up, and they got a man with chicken blood in his mouth that's gonna act like he died, and you gonna run because you afraid of dealing with the police. They got $35,000. You just got F.
I think I already gave my opinion. It's witchcraft. Law 1 is most definitely witchcraft.
Well, it's law 2, and we only dealt with the one law so far. Once again, it was saying what was happening. It was talking about how people you going out to betray someone and set them up, and they got to set up on you, and you don't even know it because everybody out here trying to F everybody. You forgetting that you playing a game of power, and you out here trying to F somebody, but you didn't know that they outsmarted you and they didn't F you now because you didn't play your cards right. But if you play your cards right, everything will be all right. And that's what happened. Niggas was scared of the police. Fuck the police, man. I got $35,000 sitting here on this table. I don't give a fuck who do what. I'm getting my money if I have to pay the police a little something. But once again, we're dealing with the observance now. And Haile Selassie up here, or this Selassie guy, whoever the fuck he is, doing what he doing.
On the way to the banquet, Boucher warned his soldiers not to get drunk and to be on their guard. When they arrived at the palace, Selassie was his charming best. He deferred to Boucher, treated him as if he desperately needed his approval and cooperation. But Boucher refused to be charmed, and he warned Selassie that if he did not return to his camp by nightfall, his army had orders to attack the capital. Selassie reacted as if hurt by his mistrust. Over the meal, when it came time for the traditional singing of songs in honor of Ethiopia's leaders, he made a point of allowing only songs honoring the warlord of Sidarno. It seemed to Boucher that Selassie was scared, intimidated by this great warrior who could not be outwitted. Sensing the change, Boucher believed that he would be the one to call the shots in the days to come.
Fuck up and fooling about you. Nigga, we finna fuck you and your whole army up. You come to my city with some warlords.
At the end of the afternoon, Boucher and his soldiers began their march back to camp amidst cheers and gun salutes. Looking back to the capital over his shoulder, he planned his strategy, how his own soldiers would march through the capital in triumph within weeks, and Selassie would be put in his place being either prison or death. When Boucher came in sight of his camp, however, he saw that something was terribly wrong. Where before there had been colorful tents stretching as far as the eye could see, now there was nothing, only smoke from doused fires. What devil's magic was this?
What devil magic is this? Man, while you sit up here talking shit, I'm back here killing your army, nigga. Talking about you to march these men up here. Motherfuckers dead and gone, nigga. You ain't got no hope. You don't know who you effing with. Look like we'll have to split it up again.
A witness told Boucher what had happened. During the banquet, a large army, commanded by an ally of Selassie's, had stolen up on Boucher's encampment by a side route he had not seen. This army had not come to light, however, knowing that Boucher would have heard a noisy battle and hurried back with his 600-man bodyguard. Selassie had armed his own troops with baskets of gold and cash. They had surrounded Boucher's army and proceeded to purchase every last one of their weapons. Those who refused were easily intimidated. Within a few hours, Boucher's entire force had been disarmed and scattered in all directions. Realizing his danger, Boucher decided to march south with his 600 soldiers to regroup, but the same army that had disarmed his soldiers blocked his way. The other way out was to march on the capital, but Selassie had set a large army to defend it. Like a chess player, he had predicted Boucher's moves and had checkmated him. For the first time in his life, Boucher surrendered. To repent his sins of pride and ambition, he agreed to enter a monastery.
This nigga came along.
That nigga game that he murdered, he had to humble himself.
Yeah, he was outsmarted.
Interpretation throughout Selassie's long reign, no one could quite figure him out. Ethiopians liked their leaders fierce, but Selassie, who wore the front of a gentle, peace-loving man, lasted longer than any of them. Never angry or impatient, he lured his victims with sweet smiles, lulling them with charm and obsequiousness before he attacked. In the case of Balcha, Selassie played on the man's wariness, his suspicion that the banquet was a trap, which in fact it was, but not the one he expected. Selassie's way of allaying Balchi's fears, letting him bring his bodyguard to the banquet, giving him top billing there, making him feel in CONTRL1, created a thick smoke screen, concealing the real action 3 miles away.
Observing of the law.
Remember, the paranoid and wary are often the easiest to deceive. Win their trust in one area and you have a smokescreen that blinds their view in another, letting you creep up and level them with a devastating blow. A helpful or apparently honest gesture, or one that implies the other person's superiority. These are perfect diversionary devices. Properly set up, the smokescreen is a weapon of great power. It enabled the gentle Selassie to totally destroy his enemy without firing a single bullet.
Damn, that was a great law. I ain't never read. Well, I ain't never had a computer read it.
Do not underestimate the power of Tefari. He griefs like a mouse, but he has jaws like a lion. Family men, Sid.O.S. last yards be immersed of B, Z colon R and N.A. Steri.
You want to speak about it? You want to speak about it?
I tell you one thing, Israel, that's gonna be you.
Selassie. Oh, that's good. I don't mind being Selassie.
No. Oh my God. Next law.
You not talking.
I said what I wanted to say. I don't want to get into it because it'll be a fight. All because I'm being honest. So no. Next law.
Once again, you like that motherfucker leave that 35,000 running away from the police. I ain't running from no
Call
police.
it whatever you want to call it, nigga. I pick and choose my battles. Next law.
It's smart what you doing, though. I get to you. Doing it all costs.
I don't give a damn what you say.
That deceivers are colorful folk who mislead with elaborate lies and tall tales. You are greatly mistaken. The best deceivers utilize a bland and inconspicuous front that calls no attention to themselves. They know that extravagant words and gestures immediately raise suspicion. Instead, they envelop their mark in the familiar, the banal, the HA.RMLESS. In Yellow Kid Wiles' dealings with Sam Giesel, the familiar was a business deal. In the Ethiopian case, it was Selassie's misleading obsequiousness, exactly what Balcha would have expected from a weaker warlord.
Israel. Highlight J Mike comment. He asked the question, the last one.
Okay, so do the 480 laws got something to do with biblical talk on the Mason walk of both? The shit sound like they're the folks who had something to do with history temple. Well, man gonna change laws and everything. The Lord God already told you about men. Men can't let shit go the way it's supposed to go and control it at the same time. They gotta temper in all of that. The last 4 nations, Babylon, Mede, and Persia, the Greeks, the Romans, they fucked the world up with lies.
And on top of that, it does have something to do with biblical talk because of the simple fact the Bible forewarned you about stuff like this. You ain't even supposed to be doing this type.
This is straight up deceit. This is
You ain't
straight up.
supposed to be doing stuff like this. So yeah, it's a big part of the Bible. The Bible talks about stuff like this. This is wicked.
Now, in the two cases, the man went to go deceive and got deceived. Selassie, one being deceptible, he was just fucking niggas up. He was like, I'm gonna invite this dude here. He gonna come with his dick hanging out and stuff, like he gonna fuck me and shit. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna let everything work while he up here acting crazy with his dick out hanging and doing all this shit. I'm gonna have some man go fuck his man up, and I'm gonna win. Boom. Hey, because you came to deceive me, and I'm knowing you coming to see me, I take care of the problem without arguing and fighting. Shake your hand when you leave and shit. Wish you luck and everything. When you get back to your camp, you're going to realize you fucked up. So that's why honesty is always the best policy. Shit, I want to know why you do what you do or why we doing what we doing and stuff. And anybody that truly can't tell me that, shit, I'm watching all along while we talking. And it's because you're not talking and telling me what I need to know. Shit. I just put my shit out there. I don't give a fuck.
The simplest form of smokescreen is facial expression. Behind a bland, unreadable exterior, all sorts of mayhem can be planned without detection. This is a weapon that the most powerful men in history have learned to perfect. It was said that no one could read Franklin D. Roosevelt's face. Baron James Rothschild made a lifelong practice of disguising his real thoughts behind bland smiles and nondescript looks. Stendhal wrote of Talleyrand, never was a face less of a barometer. Henry Kissinger would bore his opponents around the negotiating table to tears with his monotonous voice, his blank look, his endless recitations of details. Then, as their eyes glazed over, he would suddenly hit them with a list of bold terms. Caught off guard, they would be easily intimidated. As one poker manual explains it, while playing his hand, the good player is seldom an actor. Instead, he practices a bland behavior that minimizes readable patterns, frustrates and confuses opponents, permits greater concentration.
Oh, the poker hand, the poker face. Why y'all think I be behind this goddamn screen? Y'all can't see my face. Smiling like a motherfucker.
An adaptable concept, the smoke screen can be practiced on a number of levels, all playing on the psychological principles of distraction and misdirection. One of the most effective smokescreens is the noble gesture. People want to believe apparently noble gestures are genuine, for the belief is pleasant. They rarely notice how deceptive these gestures can be. The art dealer Joseph Duveen was once confronted with a terrible problem. The millionaires who had paid so dearly for Duveen's paintings were running out of wall space, and with inheritance taxes getting ever higher, it seemed unlikely that they would keep buying. The solution was the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., which Duveen helped create in 1937 by getting Andrew Mellon to donate his collection to it. The National Gallery was the perfect front for Duveen. In one gesture, his clients avoided taxes, cleared wall space for new purchases, and reduced the number of paintings on the market, maintaining the upward pressure on their prices. All this while the donors created the appearance of being public benefactors.
Public benefactors. This white man here. This white man history that you reading about. This motherfucker's a dumb boy.
Another effective smokescreen is the pattern, the establishment of a series of actions that seduce the victim into believing you will continue in the same way. The pattern plays on the psychology of anticipation. Our behavior conforms to patterns, or so we like to think.
So let's deal with this a little bit. Let's talk about a prior thing that just happened. People thought I was gonna stay in one pattern, just dealing with what happened to the boy stuff. I switched my pattern up on them, which I told them a long time ago. I switched my pattern up. And now people lying. This nigga is lying on me, which I already showed you. I don't flag channels. This nigga flag my. I ain't flag your channel.
Oh, you saw that shit too.
The
That
queen.
nigga, hold on. Let me point something out real quick before you say that. Ain't nobody catch the fact that if his channel got flagged, he wouldn't have been able to write on that community wall. If he would have got a struck on his channel, he cannot write on that community wall for a whole week. So how is it that you was even able to write over there and still be able to write over there? I caught all that.
Deception like a motherfucker, but number one, the two people you trying to deceive. Now because you're not trying to deceive her. You trying to deceive these ignorant motherfuckers and say, well, they struck my page. When the queen said she struck your page, you said she didn't do it. Quit playing motherfucking games out here.
Right. And that's another thing he told on himself. Because if I didn't strike your channel down the first time, why would you be over there crying saying I did it this time? And what's funny is I really ain't over there flagging him. But when I said I did it, he didn't want to be man enough to say, yeah, she flagged me down. But now she flagging.
People, they ignorant as fuck. The queen be talking, I say, fuck that dude. Do I not? Fuck whatever he talking about. I don't want to hear about it. Because I'm conversating on it now because we dealing with this 48. But I wouldn't talk about your bitch ass if we weren't talking about this deception and shit. You fucking, hey, dude, you fucking them. You'll never fuck me. That's just it. If you was a man, you'd have brought your motherfucking ass over here and tried to handle me because you keep saying I'm biblical illiterate. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And you can't show nobody that because you's a bitch ass nigga lying, saying I don't know what the fuck I know. And if you sit your bitch ass down, I'll run through you like some fucking spoiled milk, bitch. Woo, why y'all bring this up?
You brought that up.
Our school club and collective. That's why I say.
Nah, that shit got them important to you.
This conversation up. Because it don't make no sense that we talking about this shit unless we got a reason to talk about it. I really don't have no reason to talk about this shit because I know niggas out here trying to play me and I'm playing them on the. I don't need to talk about it because I don't need my enemies to see how I think about shit and know that I ain't no goddamn fool. So, show over with me a bit here. Yeah, I just couldn't hold it no more because I'm still watching everything. I just don't speak on everything. Believe me, move your pieces. I'm watching. I see who's still talking, who ain't talking. I see who they turned into a troll and a stalker and all that shit, claiming you ain't that shit. But now you a professional stalker. You stalking me, everything I say, everything I do. Damn. Woo.
Even coming out lying, trying to get somebody attention, like saying somebody struck the channel down. I'm like, yeah. I say, it's your boy over there. He over there banging his head up against the wall over there about to commit suicide because ain't nobody paying his ass no damn attention.
Why you saying we flagging your shit and start flagging your shit? Bitch, get your story straight.
He know I flagged his shit down. He just don't want to be a man to come out here and say he got beat by a girl at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's all good. Get your
and
story.
Now he trying to cry because he want me to come out here and put my titty in his mouth. That's what he over there crying about. But I ain't paying you no damn attention, nigga.
Get your story straight. Bitch ass nigga, I don't fuck with you no more. You was unworthy to deal with then, but I ain't give a fuck. Now I give a fuck. When I wanted your motherfucking attention, you wouldn't get. So like I said, bitch don't want to give me no pussy. I stand up over and bust a nut right on the bitch, take that and get the fuck up out of there if I ain't getting no pussy. I'm a real
Oh
ass nigga.
my
I'm gonna do what I do. And I'm gonna say what I say, and everything that you hear and say for me gonna be real acts. So stop playing with me.
So Khalil Almighty over there throwing rocks at the throne, trying to get the king and the queen attention, even going so far as to saying that we flagging him. And what 2 weeks ago was we was mad at him, which I didn't understand what the hell we was mad at him about because I hadn't watched. I don't
No,
know
the
what the
bitch
hell
nigga,
he
the
did for
bitch
us
nigga
to
need
be
to lie.
mad at him.
Listen, the bitch nigga need the line say we got something to do with him. Nigga, go fuck with Whack 100. Go fuck that nigga. You can't fuck me, nigga. Go fuck Pit Boss and all the rest of them niggas you fuck with. Nigga, I don't fuck with you. You some bitch ass nigga. And I don't fuck with bitch ass niggas. That's why I be always saying, Queen, what the fuck's up with you? Because they only got one way to get next to me, and that's somewhat through you. But outside of that, motherfuckers
No, the
can't get
fuck
next
they
to me.
can't. They can't get through me because I don't fuck with them. The only way they could do that is if I fuck with them. I don't fuck with Khalil. That nigga docs my underage child. Yeah, I don't fuck with no damn Khalil. And he knows it. And I think that's why he mad because he want me on his team. He want me on his side. And I won't do it. See, you gotta remember what he said. I'm gonna keep fucking with you as long as you over there with Israel Doctrine. Now, why would you say that unless you want me on your team, on your side? But what sick person in their right mind would even do that after you done violated their child, after they sat here and told you to stop doing that shit and you keep doing it? Where in the hell do they do that at? But I see that y'all do that a lot up here where y'all really violate people and put people's lives in danger and shit like that. And then they be friends again. And I'm not down with that. I'm not one of y'all.
Yeah,
You
and bitch,
violate me, I ain't never fucking with you, yo. I
it's
mean
never
that.
peace, bitch. It's never peace. When I have children, I'ma tell them about y'all motherfucking ass and y'all children and your grandchildren. And if they ever meet bitches like Hatfields and McCoys around this bitch, kill that motherfucker on sight if he look like he want to twitch. It's never peace around this motherfucker. Y'all fucked up and tried to kill me and didn't kill me. Now y'all gotta fucking deal with me. But hey, the show over with. I don't want to talk about this shit no more. Back to preteristic shit. Peace, y'all.